Now, there's no doubt about it that by far one of the most anticipated Star Wars TV shows of 2023 is indeed the Ahsoka Tano series for several reasons. Number one, we have a handful of fan favorite characters like Ahsoka, Sabine Wren, Ezra, Era Syndulla, and even Grand Admiral Thrawn, along with some Legends characters coming into play that's going to work as an ensemble cast, basically. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that we do know about Mark Hamill is that he has been a lot more vocal as of late about his involvement as Luke with John and Dave and what they have planned for all of these new up-and-coming shows that will be announced at next year's Celebration event, as well as D23. So just be aware that the announcements of all the TV shows next year will be divided up into two different events, and a lot of which are going to involve these beloved characters. Now, one of which is Luke Skywalker. Basically, John and Dave have a big game plan to really kind of stretch the character out throughout many TV shows, and to really kind of explore his journey to becoming the perfected Jedi Master that we have never seen before, right? So, we got a glimpse into that in the Book of Boba Fett, granted, but we didn't get all that much, right? We still have yet to have seen him in combat, or going on key adventures of his own. That's really going to show us, in-depth tales of Luke in future episodes of Mando, Book of Boba, and yes, even other Star Wars shows. Now, let's tap into what Mark Hamill recently had to say about all of this and why it is simply his greatest announcement when it comes to the franchise as a whole. So, of course, on top of all of this, with Bob Iger now making drastic changes behind the scenes over at Disney, the Disney board has also been approving some of these adjustments to be used over at Lucasfilm for the Star Wars brand. However, it's noted that in a recent interview, Mark Hamill was able to make a big tease about the future of the franchise with John and Dave. Mark Hamill went on to state the following to the fans. I have been in close talks with both John and Dave about my future involvement as Luke Skywalker, and one thing I can confirm is that the characters that Luke will be interacting with are going to make fans mind blown. You see, John and Dave had a plan for Luke to interact with returning Legends characters, and how that can be utilized in the Mandalorian show and its surrounding spin-offs. I truly am honored to have become a part of that, and how Luke is set to interact with many major upcoming characters again, like Ezra, Anakin, Ahsoka, and some surprise Legends characters in the upcoming canon as well, that I can't really go into right now, that really is going to surprise the fandom. So let me just pause right here for a second. I think right here, Mark Hamill seemingly confirmed, I don't know if on accident or on purpose, that yes, Anakin is indeed coming back in a post-Return of the Jedi era. Now, we already know that there are plans for Hayden to return as a Force ghost of Anakin in not just Mando 4, but also in the second season of the Ahsoka Tano series that's being pitched by John and Dave right now over to the Disney execs. The thing about this that I think that Mark Hamill is really setting up is that he's trying to promise fans that there's a lot of great things on the horizon. And sure, we've had, hiccups and speed bumps in the road, such as the Boba Fett show and the Kenobi show. I will definitely admit that. But there's no denying the fact that with those shows, John and Dave never had 100% creative freedom. They didn't. That's a fact. Now they have all the creative power that they want, and they are going to do great things with Mando 3, Mando 4, Ahsoka, and a lot of other things coming out that's really going to establish everything. So Mark Hamill's really laying the groundwork here that Luke will be the center of it all, to a degree, in many of the upcoming shows. We know that Mark Hamill actually signed his signature on a chalkboard, or a whiteboard, on the Ahsoka set, and that really kind of matches with some of the leaks that we have gone over about showcasing how Luke met Ahsoka, and how that's going to be established in the Ahsoka series. So we went over that scene and how it was storyboarded for the Ahsoka Tano show by John and Dave. It's not 100% clear if they finalized that storyboard for this script, but we did cover that a couple of months ago. So, moving on from all of this, Mark Hamill went on to actually reveal more things about John and Dave's plan. So he goes on to say, you see, they are all about reuniting the fan favorite characters in the saga, and how these characters would look on screen together, and it just works for the fandom. They do have these great plans for Luke reuniting with his father, and though I can't confirm when that's going to happen, it is in the cards and it is in development, and I think it will be one of the most emotional moments in Star Wars history. They are also changing some of Luke's backstory to becoming a Jedi Master. That may very well rewrite some of the stuff done in the Star Wars comics under Disney already, so that may be controversial to some comic readers. Now, the thing about Mark Hamill is that he has been a lot more, talkative, revealing more things about John and Dave's work, about their plans for the future, what they have actually set in stone. And I think the one thing that a lot of fans need to be very excited about is how ILM created a brand new revolutionary technology to de-age characters, and/or actors, I should say, in a very big way that we have never seen before in the film industry. And this is going to be first introduced in The Mandalorian Season 4, and how they're going to utilize Luke in that new technology. Now, Mark Hamill's going to be a part of that, and Mark Hamill has talked about this before, of how it's different than the de-aging tech, and it's also different than the deepfake technology. He said it is completely new, something that you have never seen before, and it will make all perfect sense once the technology is unveiled in 2023 to actually be used in 24. So that's what I like about ILM, is that they're always creating big leaps in film history when it comes to the type of technology that you can use to make these great leaps in creativity, right? So overall, we have Luke really becoming the center of the stories, right? And Mando Season 3 is going to also be a big moment for characters like Din Djarin, Grogu, and how they're going to have a lot of revelations in the show. Again, even Pedro Pascal confirmed to us just about a week ago that Mando 3 is going to have a lot of surprises, just like the ones that you saw in Mando Season 2. We're talking about cameos, of course. And that really does tell us a lot. John and Dave are all about making fans happy and excited and looking forward to things, and I love this format, by the way. The cameos are becoming a format of the Star Wars shows. There's no doubt about this. It's a thing in Book of Boba. It's a thing in Mando Season 2. It's also going to be a thing in the Ahsoka series with Ezra and Sabine, etc., and a lot of others. So, anyways, there's a lot of things happening all at once here. I'm going to be talking more about all of this in the future. So, anyways, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.